What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about southern signals, but with the color yellow. First, I want to say if you're a new viewer and you're looking to become a conductor, or you have maybe just got your job offer to become a conductor for either Norfolk Southern or any Class 1, I would invite you to subscribe to the channel. This channel is strictly dedicated to you guys, and we just broke 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. So we're growing really quick. And I have one more thing that I want to talk about. Real quick, if you look up here in my tab, you'll see this thing. It says Moving America Podcast. Vaughn, which is a subscriber to the channel, told me to check out this channel because it's about the industry and some tip tricks and some reviews on some bags. So John and Mike. John was my local chairman here in Birmingham. I had no idea about this podcast, but he's a great guy, and I would encourage you, if you want to just dig a little deeper into the industry and what really goes on. These guys, they know what they're talking about. They've been doing this for a really long time. And I think you guys could get a lot of value out of this. And they go way more in depth, and they know a lot more than I do. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the video today about Norfolk Southern signals. And of course, the first one we're going to talk about is an approach. And I was going to try and use my simulator to actually demonstrate these different signals, but I cannot figure it out. I'm going to keep trying, though, and I will make an updated video if I ever figure it out. But it's like you got to have some type of engineering degree to do it. Approach. It's going to be yellow over red. It's going to be proceed, preparing to stop the next signal. Train or engine exceed medium speed, must at once reduce that speed. Let's jump to the old handy dandy maps here. There's a signal called if I remember correctly, 397.8. Okay. And it is right here. This signal was always a stop signal. You had to stop at this signal before you could come into the yard, and you had to call a yard master before you could ever come into the yard. Okay, so the signal before the 397.8, this signal was called leading, running on clear blocks, clear, clear, clear. And then you hit this one right here. This is going to be an approach block because the next one at 397.8 is always going to be stop. This right here will be yellow over red. This is going to be your approach. When you see yellow over red, the next signal, that means prepare to stop at the next signal. That is probably the most important ones. Advanced approach is going to be your double yellows. And it's pretty straightforward. It is proceed, preparing to stop at second signal. Now, when they say proceed, that means you can keep on going track speed. Typically, you'll have an advanced approach, and then your next signal will be an approach, and then it'll be a stop. An example of this would be if you're going down the main line and you're coming up on a siding. For instance, this signal down here is called Salisbury, and I don't even know where that signal's at, but here's a green field. You would see, so I see running on clear blocks, and then all of a sudden you see an advanced approach. Okay, so you got to prepare to stop at the second signal. So the next signal is going to be at the beginning of your siding, right here. This right here would be an approach signal. Okay, and then the same thing applies. Down here, you would have to stop at the next signal. This siding is really long. Right here. You would stop short of this signal. Let's talk about a diverging approach. Diverging approach. Proceed onto diverging route, observing authorized speed through turnouts or crossovers, preparing to stop at the next signal. All right, so we went over the diverging definition last week, and if you haven't seen that video, it's here. We go over clears, approach divergings, and diverging clear. Diverging approach is pretty straight, simple. If you remember, diverging, the definition is to separate. So that means you're going to take a diverging route. You're going to come off the main line. Let's say you're coming from Memphis, coming back east. You would catch a diverging route signal right. Where's that? Right here. You can't even see it. Is it right here? I think it's right here. You catch a diverging approach here. And simply what this means is you're coming in, you're going to diverge off the main line and also be prepared to stop at the next signal. So diverging approach, the turnout here on this speed, this is something crucial you need to remember. It is to observe authorized speeds through turnouts and crossovers. You guys will have specific speeds through your turnouts. It's different across the board. Like I said, once you get your timetables, you'll know. So again, diverging approach is going to be diverging. You're going to separate and pretty much approach to the next signal. So diverging, you're going to come off the main line, authorize observing your authorized speed through these turnouts, and then you're going to be stopped down here at the next signal. But let's go on to the next one. It's going to be a restricting signal. Where we would typically get a restricting signal would be in sidings. I cannot remember this. West. This signal is something west and something east. White siding. That's what it's called. This is called white siding here. And let's say a train's holding the main line, right? And they lined us in. Sometimes we get a restricted signal. And so we come in and we're good, right? So I say, look, we can see all the way down here. We're good, putting along, right? But there's a train in the siding, right? Long train. And we're still putting across the bridge. Everything's good. All right, well, here we go. We got to turn. Okay, so you can imagine you got a train right here in the way. You can't see around this. You can't see around this train. So now what would happen is the engineers would slow down really slow. I'm talking like 2, 3, 4 miles an hour. And we would all be sitting straight up looking it's just the name of the game. It is how it is. They got to make sure engineers are going by the rules. But if you hit that banner, it's bad news. So they would slow down really slow and be able, so that way they could stop half the side of vision. So if you can only see, 50 feet around this train while you're creeping, then you got to be able to stop within 25. So and there was nothing in this main line, then you can see all the way around the turn. But remember, half the side of vision is big. So if you can see straight, you're good. But when it starts getting into a turn, that's when you really need to slow down. But that's what that means. Be able to stop within half the sight of vision. What's the definition here? Proceed at restricted speed. Restricted speed must be observed until the leading end movement reaches the next signal. At restricted speed. Restricted speed, it says it down here. A speed that will permit stopping within half the range of vision, short of train, engine obstruction, railroad car, men on equipment. The stop signals, derails, or switch lined improperly and looking out for broken rail, but not exceed 20 miles per hour. Hope that helped out a little bit. I wish I could put this on my simulator and actually show it to you guys, but I asked in live chat and everybody said they could actually understand what was going on. Helped. Again, thank you guys for all the likes and subscribes. It's quite amazing what's going on here. And just to show you for today, at 1003. And just to show you how many of you guys are actually watching. This is views for the past 28 days. 11.3 thousand. Crazy. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I look forward to see you guys on the next video. It'll be in a couple of days. I go back to work Thursday night. So I'm going to do my stream Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to come in, drop by, you can. Look forward to seeing all you guys there. Y'all take it easy. I'll see you guys on the next one.